We are looking at some counterfeit parts right now, namely these Motorcraft glow plugs for my 7.3 that kind of inspired me to start making videos on YouTube because I was ripped off on this truck here, okay, and bought that from dieseldeals.com. And before you say anything, yes, my phone is propped up on a jack stand, so that's my tripod. But you know, I got ripped off on that truck, and I'm redoing a whole bunch of things. And so while I'm in there, one of the things is going to be I'm going to just go ahead and replace glow plugs, and because I have to rebuild the injectors and everything, and got it apart, right? And so, you know, I what kind of inspired this is the fact that I'm sick of getting ripped off, like many of you. And I want to kind of share a little bit of my story. So I'd like to thank FordTechMakuloco. I think it's like Spanish for drive you crazy. FordTechMakuloco. He's an amazing Ford technician that shares a lot of advice and tips and tricks and stuff on YouTube. So go check his channel out. So I bought these parts on Amazon. And it came like this. It came with valve covers and a bunch of Ford Motorcraft glow plugs. And so I have the real ones here and the counterfeit ones here. And FordTechMakuloco, it has some videos on how you can kind of tell the difference of some of these. And I learned a lot from him. And, you know, first of all, just looking at the package, they look really, really similar, okay? And I just want to point some things out to you. I bought this kit here with the valve cover gaskets for the 7.3 and all of these Motorcraft glow plugs. Okay. Now, right on the valve cover gasket, they say made in China. You know, I guess it doesn't necessarily mean they're junk, but anyway, I thought I'd give it a try. I paid like $120 something for this kit with all the glow plugs and the valve cover gaskets. Well, you know, I kind of expected maybe something was a little fishy, but give them a try, right? Even if all I got was Ford glow plugs, you know, I didn't spend that much extra, and you know, got some extra wiring harnesses and stuff. Anyway, so after they got here right off the bat, I kind of noticed a couple of things that was strange. And one of the things was, you know, I know some people are going to go, oh, great, tell the counterfeiters what they're doing wrong. Well, but if I save you from putting this in your engine, then you'll thank me for it. And Ford changes their packaging every so often anyway to prevent this kind of stuff. But right off the bat, you look at the packaging, and I don't know if you can notice something really small like this, but you know, the dates. Look at the print difference, okay? The dates on all of the glow plugs that came, all 8 of them that came, they all came with the same date, okay? Identical date. Doesn't seem like that much of a big deal, but Ford puts out a lot of these, and so these are the ones that I bought from. I went down and double checked with O'Reilly and looked at their packaging, and the package actually feels, it's different. The package feels different, okay? You can kind of see the difference in the package there. I've wrinkled that one all up, but you can just see feel the difference in the packaging, okay? And just so you know, the Ford packaging is actually thinner. This is really thick plastic, like a Ziploc baggie kind of thick, and this is real thin. And this is the thin one was the Ford. It just didn't feel right, so I started checking it out. And the dates on the ones from O'Reilly, they pulled them right out of the same box, and they're slightly different. Like this one's October, and this one's November. Okay, so not a big deal. And I got a few different dates. But really, when you get into picking these apart, and I can't stress enough, go check out FordTechMakuloco's counterfeit video. You start noticing little things. You start looking at them. Like, look at this barcode. You see that 8 and that 3 on the Ford product? Look where it's at. Look where it's at on the counterfeit part. they're squished right up against that middle thing, okay? And I'll even get the one with the different date here so you can see it. All right, and here's, is it this one? Yep, this one. Now look at that. See how the 8 and the 3 are different place than the counterfeit one? Here's the other counterfeit one. All right, see how it's squished up against there? And so there's some other little differences as well. If you put these side by side with the package, you can tell it's almost a photocopy, but I don't know. Little things like the print quality. You look at that thing there, okay? That C that's circled versus that C that's circled. Look at the print quality difference there, okay? That little thing around the 4. Look at that one, okay? You look at this Henry Ford Straube, whatever the heck that says, okay? Now look at the B on the Ford product, okay? You see the B there and the B there? It's totally different. Even if you look at, it's hard to tell on camera, but even if you look at this little KOLN, it's so hard to see on camera, but that is actually a different font in that word there. And so there is definitely some little differences there, okay? The scan, this little scan thing, remember these are the same product. These are ZD11 glow plugs. You look at this, look at that little, see that bare spot in there? You don't see that bare spot in the glow. They're different, okay? And so now, did I pick that up? Just no, right? I just happened to notice that after I got these two, because I said, well, I'm going to go down and I'm going to pick some up because these did not feel right. I've replaced these before and something is off with them. So I got to checking in on them. And you know what? I'm going to just open up one of the factory ones because I want to compare them for you. I'm not going to open up the counterfeit ones because I'm sending them back. Now, if you look at these differences, you'll notice that, there we go, get them in view. The counterfeit one's actually thicker on top. This little O-ring, whatever that doodad is there, is bigger. And look at the thread difference. The body is actually quite a bit different, okay? And if you follow it down to the probe here, let me match them up. Follow it down to the probe. All of the Ford glow plugs have this heat thing. I don't know, maybe it's because they were tested. I don't know, you know, if they tested them or what, but there's this heat ring on every single one of the original Ford ones and not on any of the counterfeit ones. And so that was kind of a thing that stuck out. And if you look at the wording on the Ford product versus the wording on the counterfeit product, they're close, but there's no space. It's so hard to see on the camera. There's no spacing on one and there is spacing on the other. The threads are different lengths and the body of them actually are bigger on the counterfeit one. Now, you know, if you want to save some money and throw those counterfeiters in there, you know, you're taking a chance. You know, you hear the horror stories about glow plugs like melting off and falling into your engine, and that would destroy your engine. So you want to use those quality products, but there is some differences to them. Okay, the probe's actually a little bit. They just feel different. Okay, right down to the packaging feeling different. Now, that discoloration on there, again, I don't know if that's because they were tested or what, but none, all the Ford have them, none of these counterfeit ones have them at all, okay? Something else that I noticed, and I wouldn't have noticed this if I didn't have the original sitting right next to me, was if you look, I've got them all turned upright, okay? So I'll turn them all upright. I'll get some more of these guys here. I'll spread them out here. Now, let's see. That's, yeah. There we go. Okay, so I've got my factory Ford ones here with the Motorcraft sticking up. these are all packaged with the threads up. For whatever reason, that's how they are, okay? I don't think that that's something that you're going to be able to just notice, but when you flip over the counterfeits, they're all upside down. See that? Pretty crazy. Probably a little thing, but they're all upside down and the Fords are right side up. Not really sure if that's even noticeable if you didn't have them side by side to compare them. And then lastly, the dead giveaway. Okay, every one of the Ford package has a perforation somewhere, and these perforations change. There's no perforations on the package. There's, you know, they flatten them out. There's air in there. There's no air in this because it's got the perforation. You see that? There it is again. And there it is again. Okay, we'll look at these guys. Nothing. Nothing. So, you know, don't get ripped off. Make sure you use good, you know, quality products, and do your research. Check out FordTechMakuloco on YouTube. It's amazing, the stuff. I mean, we've literally rebuilt a lot of stuff, my son and I, from watching his videos, and this is who I learned how to do this stuff from, this guy. So thank you for that. And you know, I'll be returning these to Parts Market Plus on Amazon, and you know, if you would check out a couple of my other videos. I'll put the links in the description, but it kind of talks about that truck over there, how I actually got ripped off on that truck. It's a couple of videos showing basically that the manufacturer, very popular diesel dealer, it's called diesel-deals.com. They're big advertising here on YouTube. And they got gorgeous trucks, as you can see. 96 OBS with a 7.3 in it, crew cab, short bed, 4-wheel drive. Awesome truck. It was my dream truck, and I paid a lot of money for it. And everything that I couldn't see, right? They had receipts for everything. You can see I got the turbo out right now. I'm rebuilding the turbo because it's shot. They produced receipts, guys, for stuff that had not been done. So if you check out those videos that I'm going to put in the link to them in the description. And then I also got a website, diesel-deals-scam.com, and it kind of tells the story. You can see my Better Business Bureau complaint, and then there's also copies of the receipts that that dealership gave me to basically scam me on this truck. And basically, guys, I'm not a big YouTuber. This all started because I'm sick of getting ripped off, and I don't want anybody else to get ripped off. And if we can put these guys that are scamming people with counterfeit parts and, you know, misrepresented vehicles and fabricating receipts and stuff out of business, we'll be better for it. So we kind of got to watch out for each other. I've learned so much from some of these guys on YouTube's Rnddiesel and Westen Champlin and FordTechMakuloco and all these guys that, you know, I kind of wanted to share a little bit of the knowledge. And I would have been sick if I had to put these things in my truck. Tip of that thing falls off and bangs around in your piston, that in your cylinder. That would have been horrible. So, you know, pay attention to this stuff, guys, and don't go cheap. I'll be sending these back, getting my money back, and making sure that I put on good quality products. All right. Well, hey, thank you and good luck. And please check out my other videos.